A liberal executive publicly shames a janitor. Then Elon Musk responds. It was a crisp Wednesday morning in downtown San Francisco. The glass and steel tower of Orion Tech shimmered in the sunlight, its sleek lobby buzzing with high-powered energy. Executives tapping away on tablets, interns scrambling with coffee orders, and the occasional press member loitering near the reception desk. In the midst of this high-tech choreography moved Javier Reyes. He was easy to overlook, dressed in a faded blue janitor's uniform, pushing a yellow mop bucket across the lobby floor. Mid-50s, short with a rounded back, and eyes that had seen too many people look right through him. His hands were rough from years of scrubbing floors, but his mind? Sharper than most of the disruptors who worked 3 floors up. Javier had been with Orion Tech for nearly a decade. Every corner of the building knew his care. Floors that sparkled, windows that gleamed, light fixtures that never flickered. He greeted everyone with a smile, even those too busy or too important to notice. But not everyone was oblivious. From across the lobby, Rachel Lynn, Orion's new VP of branding, power-walked through the security gate. Tall, polished, and powered by oat milk lattes and LinkedIn affirmations, she was the epitome of the modern executive. Her designer heels clicked like a metronome as she approached the elevator, until she saw Javier, kneeling to wipe a scuff mark from the white marble. She stopped. "Excuse me," she snapped, adjusting her Balenciaga bag. "Why is this maintenance person cleaning during peak hours? This is not the image we're going for." Javier looked up, startled. "Sorry, ma'am. Just trying to get this mark off before—" "No, no, no," Rachel interrupted, waving her hand like she was dismissing bad energy. "This is a tech company, not a subway station. We have media in the building today. You're blocking the aesthetic." He blinked. "It'll just take another second." Rachel's voice dropped, loud enough for nearby employees to hear. "Orion is about innovation, not whatever this is." She turned to a junior employee behind her. "Please make sure this doesn't happen again." Whispers rippled across the lobby. Javier's hands froze on the mop handle. He lowered his head and quietly wheeled the bucket away, disappearing toward the service elevator. It wasn't the first time someone had spoken to him like that, but it was the first time it hurt this much. What no one noticed, at least not at first, was the man who had stepped out of the elevator moments earlier. Baseball cap pulled low, wearing jeans and a plain black hoodie. He looked more like a distracted engineer than one of the world's richest men. But it was Elon Musk, and he had heard everything. For a moment, Elon said nothing. He simply watched as Javier disappeared behind the staff door, mop handle dragging slightly from the weight of humiliation. Rachel had already turned back to her entourage, rattling off directives about branding optics and influencer-friendly lighting. But something in Elon's expression shifted. He didn't move with the explosive energy that most expected from him. No tweet storm, no PR flare. Just a calm, deliberate pivot toward the security desk. "Get me HR," he said to the guard, still half obscured under his cap. "And tell them I need access to the employee records, specifically for Javier Reyes." The guard blinked. Sir?" Elon lifted his cap just enough for the guard to recognize him. Eyes widened. "Right away, Mr. Musk." Minutes later, Elon was in a private glass conference room with 2 senior HR reps and the CEO of Orion Tech, who had been rushed down from the 37th floor. "What's going on?" the CEO asked, confused but clearly nervous. Elon leaned back in his chair, arms folded. "I want to talk about the janitor." There was a pause. "Javier?" one of the HR reps said cautiously. "Did he Do something inappropriate? Elon raised an eyebrow. Yes, he came to work, did his job, and got publicly humiliated by one of your VPs for it. The silence was deafening. Pull up his file, Elon continued. Now. The HR team scrambled on their tablets. After a few taps, a profile popped up. Javier Reyes, employed since 2013, impeccable attendance, 0 complaints. Former mechanical engineer, Mexico City Polytechnic. Emigrated after his wife passed away. Took janitorial work to support his daughter through college. Volunteered in Orion's Green Energy Recycling Initiative. Elon turned the screen toward the CEO. This man has been scrubbing your floors for 10 years. He's got a degree in mechanical engineering. He's been living on minimum wage, and you've never promoted him once? Well, the CEO stammered. We don't usually. He never applied because people like Rachel make people like him feel like they don't belong here, Elon said, voice calm but steely. The CEO's jaw tensed. I'm not asking, Elon continued. I want him promoted. Immediately. And I want Rachel in my office. Now. Rachel walked into the 38th floor executive lounge as if she were walking onto a TED stage. Heels sharp, posture confident. She was halfway through rehearsing her defense when she looked up and saw Elon Musk standing alone by the window. No assistant, no PR manager, no entourage, just him. Mr. Musk, she began, flashing her signature smile. I heard you wanted to speak with me. If this is about the janitor earlier, I can assure you. Elon turned around slowly. Number, don't assure me. The smile vanished. He walked toward her, every step quiet, deliberate, cutting through the air like a scalpel. You think leadership is about posture, about optics. But I built companies from a dorm room floor and a sleeping bag. I know the smell of burned-out servers and ramen noodles. I've led teams where half the talent came from garages, not Ivy League schools. Rachel stood frozen. You judged a man not because of his work, but because of his uniform. And that, Ms. Thorne, is exactly the kind of thinking that kills innovation. She opened her mouth to respond, but Elon didn't let her. Javier Reyes is a mechanical engineer, he continued. He helped design a prototype for a windless turbine back in Mexico. You know that new carbon-neutral engine design we're developing in Phase 2 of the Greenland Labs? Rachel blinked. Yes. Guess who submitted a handwritten concept for it 2 years ago? HR filed it away under non-engineering staff feedback. Silence. I've read his notes, and they're brilliant, Elon said, his tone low and measured. You didn't just insult a janitor. You insulted a mind this company desperately needs. Rachel looked pale now. I'm placing Javier in the Innovation Fellowship program, Elon said. He'll work directly with our lead engineers starting next week. And as for you... He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. You're on unpaid leave for 30 days. When you return, if you return, you'll shadow our frontline staff for 2 weeks. That includes janitors, kitchen workers, drivers. You're going to learn what respect looks like from the ground up. But, Mr. Musk, my work, my position. He stepped forward, locking eyes with her. Your position isn't what's in danger, he said. Your humanity is. And with that, he turned and walked away, leaving Rachel standing in a room that felt smaller by the second. 2 months later, the Tesla Innovation Auditorium in Palo Alto buzzed with energy. It wasn't a product launch, a stockholder meeting, or a flashy announcement. It was something quieter and, in many ways, far more powerful. The company was unveiling its newest pilot project, the Zero Waste Engine Initiative, a revolutionary development in green propulsion. But what truly captured the room's attention wasn't the technology. It was the man walking on stage to explain it. Not in a tailored suit, not in expensive loafers, but in clean work pants, a plain button-up shirt, and worn hands that still remembered cleaning marble floors at 6 a.m., Javier Reyes. The crowd stood in quiet anticipation. In the front row sat Elon Musk, arms crossed, a satisfied glint in his eyes. "Thank you," Javier began, adjusting the microphone with a hand that trembled slightly. "A few months ago, I was cleaning the floor outside the executive suite. That same day, I was told I didn't belong in that space, that my voice didn't matter." He paused. "But someone heard me. Someone saw me." The audience listened, still and silent. "I'm not a CEO. I didn't graduate from a fancy university. I don't have a list of startups behind my name. But I do have ideas. I do have value. And today, I stand here not because I changed, but because someone else did." He looked directly at Elon. "I've been given a chance, and now it's my job to open that door for others like me, the ones who are often dismissed before they speak." From the back, applause began, soft at first, then louder, and louder. Rachel Thorne, now dressed in the black polo of a facilities intern, stood near the catering table, watching with quiet humility. She had seen both sides of the glass now, and understood the cost of her arrogance. After the presentation, Elon took the stage briefly, but instead of launching into a technical breakdown, he kept it simple. This company was built on boldness, but boldness doesn't always wear a suit. Sometimes it wears a name tag. Then, turning to Javier, he added, "Your story reminded me why I started building things in the first place." They shook hands. One man once invisible, the other one of the most visible men on the planet. Yet in that moment, they stood as equals, united by vision, respect, and a quiet revolution in how the world sees value.